Kyle Larson said no to his crew chief. He said no to the president of Hendrick Motorsports. He had already accepted that he would not race the 65th Knoxville Nationals, and he had already handed the car to somebody else. Then Cliff Daniels came over the radio in the middle of a 400-lap race and refused to take no for an answer. Kyle Larson crossed the finish line at Richmond Raceway at 10:17 p.m. Eastern, 6th in the Cookout 400. He bypassed every media obligation and ran from the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet to a waiting vehicle. At 10:57 p.m. Eastern, an aircraft carrying the tail number N501KL departed Richmond. At 12:55 a.m., he landed in Pella, Iowa. At 1:15 a.m., he walked through the gate at Knoxville Raceway. He then started the 65th Knoxville Nationals from the pole position and led all 50 laps. How did we even get here? If you want more stories like this one, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Every single subscriber genuinely helps this channel grow. Kyle Larson drives the number 5 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series. He is widely considered one of the most versatile racing drivers in the world, known for competing in both NASCAR and dirt track sprint cars simultaneously. He has raced the Knoxville Nationals every year since 2016, his third full Cup season with Chip Ganassi Racing, with previous victories in 2021, 2023, and 2024. The Knoxville Nationals is sprint car racing's most prestigious event, the granddaddy of them all. Held annually at Knoxville Raceway, a half-mile dirt oval in Iowa. The 65th running in 2026 offered $200,000 to win. It is simply the Super Bowl of sprint car racing. Larson races there for Paul Silva's Silva Motorsports number 57, a small, part-time operation. Paul Silva and crew member Trevor Canales are among his closest friends, and every race they enter together is an opportunity for the team to earn a living. As Larson explained directly, this is what Paul does for a living. And Trevor, like I said, anytime we get the chance to race, we try to. For 2026, the Knoxville Nationals shifted its date back by 1 week and landed directly on top of the Saturday night NASCAR Cup Series race at Richmond Raceway, a 3/4-mile short track in Virginia, over 1,100 miles from Knoxville, Iowa. This was the first direct conflict in Larson's entire national streak since 2016. The accepted solution was straightforward. Larson would still run the Knoxville Nationals preliminaries during the week, while crew member Trevor Canales would start and park the number 57 in the Saturday A main, an arrangement worth $15,000 to the team. There was clear precedent. Canales had done exactly the same thing for Rico Abreu in 2015. Larson accepted it publicly. It's fine. It shouldn't revolve around me anyway. He said he hadn't lost sleep over it since learning about the conflict a year earlier. And the financial picture that week made running the preliminaries essential. He banked $13,000, winning the Capitani Classic at Knoxville on Sunday, $21,000 at the Front Row Challenge at Southern Iowa Speedway on Monday, and $12,000 with his Nationals preliminary feature win on Thursday, delivering $61,000 to Paul Silva's team before the finale even arrived. A debate formed anyway. Some outsiders questioned whether Larson should have been permitted to run the preliminaries at all, knowing he was expected to miss Saturday's finale. Was he taking someone else's spot? Two of the most respected journalists in sprint car racing pushed back hard. TJ Buffenbarger of TJSlideways.com pointed out that Paul Silva makes his living owning the number 57. Jeremy Elliott of SprintCarUnlimited.com called the idea a nothing burger and added plainly, the easy answer is to beat him. Larson himself showed no interest in arguing. If they want to change the rule, that's totally fine. Then there was the arithmetic, and the arithmetic did not work. The previous year's Knoxville Nationals checkered flag fell around 9:15 p.m. Central. The Richmond Cup race was scheduled for a 7 p.m. Eastern start. The 2025 edition lasted 3 hours and 11 minutes, placing any realistic departure from Richmond after 10 p.m. Eastern, before post-race logistics. A flight from Richmond to Knoxville, Iowa takes 2 to 2.5 hours minimum. The earliest realistic Iowa arrival was around midnight Central. The Knoxville Nationals would need to be delayed several hours, not just 1 or 2, for this to be mathematically possible. Larson knew the size of the window. I'll be checking my weather app with my fingers crossed. But he had come to terms with reality. It doesn't kill me. I haven't lost sleep over it. When he climbed into the number 5 at Richmond, the rain probability at Knoxville showed only 10%. Then severe late summer storms hit Iowa. Friday's Hard Knocks night was moved to Saturday, then shortened. Steady rain pushed the Saturday championship program back by approximately 3 hours. Nobody had modeled it. The forecast had not predicted it. At Richmond, Larson had qualified 30th, fallen 2 laps down early, finished stage 1 in 25th, then clawed back to 13th by the end of stage 2, earning the free pass to return to the lead lap. Hendrick Motorsports confirmed the number 5 overcame a deficit of 2 laps during the race. Then, during a midway caution, Cliff Daniels came over the radio. Knoxville has not even started hot laps yet. Big delay for the race. Don't know if it's tomorrow yet, but they're way behind. Just so you know. Larson's one-word response, Knoxville. Daniels replied, yeah, we're working on plans for you. Larson answered, okay. Behind the scenes, Jeff Andrews, president of Hendrick Motorsports, was instrumental in laying out the logistics. Colby Gorniewicz, Larson's PR representative, was on the phone with people in Knoxville. A chartered plane was arranged at Richmond International Airport. Larson kept saying no. He kept telling Daniels no. He kept telling Jeff Andrews no. But as Daniels explained, we were persistent because we knew that if we get him there, he can probably do something special. Once the trip became plausible, Richmond turned around. Larson moved into the top 10 late and finished 6th, his best result since Sonoma. His own words captured it perfectly. We were struggling, but making improvements. And then all of a sudden Cliff came on the radio and said there was a rain delay and they hadn't started hot laps yet. Then I got a kickstart of emotion there. At 10:17 p.m. Eastern, the checkered flag fell. Larson bypassed every media obligation, ran to a waiting vehicle, collected what he needed from the hauler, and was rushed to Richmond International Airport. At 10:57 p.m. Eastern, aircraft N501KL lifted off toward Iowa. Within minutes, fans flooded Flight Radar 24. N501KL became the number 1 tracked flight in the world, with over 17,000 people watching simultaneously. At Knoxville Raceway, the track placed the live flight tracker on its video board. Reporter Matt Weaver posted, Knoxville Raceway just put pole sitter Kyle Larson's flight tracker on the big screen. Fans are going wild at the sprint car capital of the world. At approximately midnight Eastern, the aircraft was crossing Indiana. At 12:25 a.m., it was over central Illinois. At 12:55 a.m., it landed in Pella, Iowa. A police escort drove him 20 miles to the track. At 1:15 a.m., he walked through the gate. His words upon arrival, this is pretty sick. I can't believe it's all working out. I didn't think I'd be here. He arrived before the B-main even began. The gap between the scheduled 6:30 p.m. central start of D-main hot laps and the actual return to the track was 4 hours and 6 minutes. Larson had spent 118 minutes in the air and had been wheels up just 40 minutes after the Richmond checkered flag. He started from pole, cold, having missed hot laps entirely. Behind him, Sheldon Haudenschild, Casey Kane, James McFadden, and Buddy Coffoyd. Kane passed Haudenschild for second on lap 2. It did not matter. By the halfway red flag fuel stop, Larson had lapped 13 cars, including Rico Abreu, Tyler Courtney, and Corey Day. His largest lead reached 4.799 seconds over Kane on lap 24. His quickest lap of the race, 15.941 seconds on lap 28, was the only lap turned in the 15-second bracket during the entire 33-minute feature. Logan Schuchart briefly took second on lap 43. Kane reclaimed it with 3 laps remaining. Larson hit traffic with 2 laps to go and pulled away. The checkered flag fell at 1:41 a.m. Central Time. The final top 5: Kyle Larson, Sheldon Haudenschild, Casey Kane, James McFadden, Logan Schuchart. Haudenschild said it honestly, I'm glad Kyle got to make it back. If I want to win this race, I want to beat Kyle and the best there is. Kane added, I got right to second there, and I was trying to do all I could to keep up with Kyle. I felt like at times I could make a perfect lap and equal what Kyle was doing. In victory lane, Larson was clear. It's extremely surreal. A fourth Knoxville Nationals in a fashion like this is unbelievable. It feels like a little bit of a dream right now. The numbers tell the rest. His total earnings for the week reached $258,000. $13,000 from the Capitani Classic, $21,000 from the Front Row Challenge, $12,000 from his Nationals Prelim, $2,000 for the Pole Award, $200,000 for the A-Main Victory, and $10,000 for the Jesse Hockett Mr. Sprint Car Award. His fourth Knoxville Nationals title ties Kenny Weld and Danny Lasowski for fourth most all-time, with only Donnie Schatz 11 and Steve Kinzer 12 ahead. All four of Larson's titles came within the last 6 runnings. He now stands at 16 overall wins at Knoxville Raceway, 40 career World of Outlaws wins, the 22nd driver ever to reach that mark, and 178 career Knoxville Nationals A-Main laps led, passing Doug Wolfgang, 152, for third all-time. He is also believed to be the first driver ever to win 4 features during Nationals Week. Steve Kinzer, 1981, Brad Sweet, 2018, and David Gravel, 2019, each won 3. Nobody had done 4, not even counting the Front Row Challenge, since its debut in 1996. When told his flight was the most tracked in the world, Larson responded, "It's kinda cool that's a stat. I figured somebody would be tracking Donald Trump, Taylor Swift, or something." What this moment means goes beyond the record book. Jeff Andrews, president of Hendrick Motorsports, helped coordinate a dirt track sprint car run in the middle of the night. Larson said directly, "I wouldn't have any Knoxville Nationals championships without Hendrick Motorsports." This level of organizational support for a driver's passion project is genuinely rare at the highest level of motorsport. Larson delivered $258,000 to a small team that races only a quarter as often as a full-time operation, and his message to those who complained was direct. "I hope all the people complaining about us running our preliminary night understand why. This was the best-case scenario." On Paul Silva, Larson was equally clear. He doesn't do much talking at all. He's just such a strong mind. He's so smart. For someone who's never been behind the wheel of a race car, to be as good as he is as a crew chief is unreal. He can read the car better than I can feel it. And 17,000 people tracked a private plane at midnight. Knoxville Raceway put that tracker on the video board. This moment reached people who had never watched a sprint car race in their life. Cliff Daniels refused to take no for an answer. The weather cooperated for the first time in a year of worrying. And Kyle Larson did the rest. His own words close it best. "It's just wild how I'm here tonight." If this story moved you the way it moved us, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are genuinely working to reach 2,000 subscribers, and every single one of you makes that possible. This channel is new, and your support means everything. Now, we want to hear from you. What was your moment of the night? The radio call from Cliff Daniels, watching that flight tracker cross Indiana at midnight, or watching Larson lead all 50 laps cold? Drop your answer in the comments below.